horror situation. A horror. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Good at Cool, and today I thought we could do a little bit more of a little chat video. Today I'm gonna talk about some makeup that's on my wish list that kind of like giving me FOMO, or I'm planning on buying, or maybe I'm thinking about buying but I'm not sure. So that's what we're gonna talk about. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Omar. I love cruelty-free makeup, skincare, and I really like the new plant-based Whopper by Burger King. They finally brought it back in the UK, and it's really nice. If you're interested in any of these topics, then consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. Let's grab a little beverage. I'm just drinking Coke, because that's what came with my Burger King order. Let's sit down and talk a bit about makeup. Cool, I'm gonna scooch over so we could have that space here dedicated to displaying the products. So the first thing I have is actually something that's more giving me FOMO than really like I want to buy, I'm planning on buying it, and that's the KVD Good Apple Foundation. So when it was announced, I was like really into that. I was like, oh, a matte hydrating foundation. I've been looking for that because I quite like matte foundations. I quite like a matte finish on my skin, but it always looks somehow powdery or dry on my skin. And it might just be the way it is. I do have more normal to dry skin, but I don't know, it never looks flattering compared to like a dewy finish. It might just be because I prefer dewy finish. Anyway, I don't know where I'm getting with that, but I love the idea of this, and like a compact foundation. It's something I don't really have. So I was very hyped about it, and then it went really overhyped on TikTok because it was like, ooh, crazy coverage, but really it's like, it's full coverage, but like any foundation that's full coverage is gonna look like that. It's like, oh, they do a stripe, it's just like covering. It's like, yeah, it's a full coverage foundation. And actually ended up being like very averagely, like very mixed reviews. So Geek Out of Water just reviewed it, and I really trust her opinion on foundation. And she reviewed it, and it seems like it's very similar to a lot of reviews I've seen, which is it looks beautiful when you apply it, but then it really goes downhill after like a few hours, and people seem to have very mixed reviews. I didn't see anyone that really loved it, unlike people that I've seen review it, so I think I'm gonna pass on this one, but I did think about it quite strongly, so there is that. Alright, the next one is definitely something I think I'm probably gonna buy. I'm just not sure when, because I'm on a low buy, so you know, I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna buy. This is the Mary Jane palette by Melt Cosmetics. I don't own any Melt palette. I know they're kind of controversial, like some people really love them, find them super pigmented, easy to blend. Some other people find them very powdery and kind of hard to like blend and get them working. They don't really stick, so I'm not sure. It seems like a lot of people that I kind of trust on like their opinion for like eyeshadow and that kind of apply it in a similar way than I do seem to really love the Mel palettes. As an example, Beauty Bean seems to really love them, so I think it might be the first Mel palette I'm gonna pick up. I know, it's just cool tone, it's just neutral, but I love cool tones, neutrals, I really do. And they're not that common, I think that's the thing. I don't feel like there's lots of cool tone palettes. I think this looks so stunning, and even though I kind of feel like sometimes you only need one neutral eye palette, I'm not really into the Mary Jane theme. I know it's like, I feel like Mel has done quite a few, like, I know they're kind of meant to be an edgy brand, but they've done quite a few like 420 smoking situation. I'm not sure about it. It's like, we get it. It's kind of like, alright. I don't have any problems when I went smoking, so you know, it's like I'm actually quite like, I'm against criminalizing drug usage in general. I don't know, it's like That's like the third time you're doing something weed themed. Yeah, it's a bit like La Ganja Estranja, like you love weed so much that you would do it in the identity. I'm not sure about that. But the palette is stunning, so I might buy, you know. And what I miss as well is, so I do already own the Dose of Colors Pretty Cool palette, which is a only matte, very pourable, cool tone palette, but there are no shimmers in it, and I would love to have some beautiful cool tone grungy shimmers. And I feel like the ColourPop, I do own the ColourPop Soto palette, and it doesn't do it for me because I'm not a big fan of the formula. I find that the shimmers to be a bit lackluster and the mattes just kind of blend into each other. It's not bad, but I mean, I know it's drugstore and stuff, but I would rather have a very, very good palette I really love rather than like 3 of like, so I feel like that's what ColourPop does. So yeah, no, that's not a new release at all in any way, but I really want to rebuy it, and that's the UOMA Beauty Say What foundation. So I did review that foundation on my channel. It was the one with the purple cap, which was like the white pearl, like the first kind of skinkin as they call it. But that shade I find is way too light for me now. I'm kind of going for something a little bit more. I used to go for very, very light. I used to match against my neck. I don't do that as much. I kind of go in between face and neck now. And also, I did really like the formula, especially for more matte foundation, but it wasn't quite my favorite, and I think I'm not sure about this one, and that's the thing. So the different skinkin are meant to have different formulation of foundation, and Taylor Wynn reviewed the one with the blue cap, the Fair Lady one, which is the one I would like to buy. And she tried both, and she thinks that the blue one is a lot better than the purple one. And I feel like a lot of people that really like that foundation were more into like the blue section. Well, I feel like a lot of people were kind of they were more in the purple section. So I really want to buy it just for like, out of curiosity. I think I'm gonna wait until I finish some of my foundations, because I've pretty much never finished a foundation because I buy too many that I want to try, and I don't wear makeup often enough to like finish a foundation, which is terrible. So yeah, I wait and see, but I think it's likely to be, if I buy another foundation, I'm probably gonna be this one. The next one is another eyeshadow palette, and it is the Nomad Cosmetics Iceland palette. I think it's called Fire Ice. Oof, I've seen this palette, I was like, that's beautiful. Talking about cool tones, these are beautiful, colorful, like bluish tone, and I really love this. Iceland is a location of, it's like my top, like it's at the top of my bucket list of like places I want to go. I always want to go to Iceland. I don't know why I had a fascination for like anything related to Iceland. So I always wanted to go. I just love the idea of like ice and just like volcano. And this is a beautiful palette. I think I was kind of allowing myself to buy a single palette for my birthday as a treat outside of my low buy. And I was thinking it would be that one. And I'm still thinking about, I'm debating between this one and the melt one. Just because of that middle column. I'm not sure about this orange and red. I mean, I guess like about the Fire and Ice, but honestly, I'm not big on like red and orange unless it's a specific tone. And these ones seems not very interesting tones of red and orange. They just seem like primary red and like secondary orange. You know, it's kind of. And I don't know, and I'm not really into the warm shimmer either. There are some very beautiful duochrome in there, which is something I'm trying to get more of, because I think duochromes are stunning, and it's definitely something very unique you can have in your collection. The tones of the mattes are beautiful, like that, like minty blue and like the grey, slightly bluish slate. I'm obsessed with the colors in this. And then you got these very bright colors on the far right, kind of representing you know, like Northern Lights and stuff. It's a stunning palette. I know there was a bit of controversy with Nomad because of they did release, I think there was like some issue with like cultural appropriation because they did one based off Shanghai, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like, where we are on Nomad, are they cancelled or I don't know, it's like, you know, but I mean, it's a beautiful palette, it's an indie brand, it's cruelty-free, it's logical, harmony approved, so yeah. Alright, next thing is from KVD Beauty and it is a blush. So I think recently I've been looking more and more into blush. When it comes to blushes, I love a peachy blush, but I would like to also own a different tone. And to be more precise, the tone that I was thinking of is something a bit like Moo Point in the Raw Beauty Christie and Pure Cosmetics collab. And it's that shade. And I'm not a big, like, I've never really had a pink, like, cool tone blush. Because I really like cool tone, like, dead them glam looks and stuff, especially currently I think I'm doing more and more of these. I really want to have a blush that could complement that, and the KVD one seems like a very good candidate for that because it's such a beautiful tone. And I do own another one of the Everlasting blush, and the color is Poppy, which is like a blood orange color. It wasn't my favorite just because when swatched the color was not as blood orange, it was more like red. That's not exactly what I was going for because I don't really like red tone blushes. But the formula is really, really nice. It's very, very pigmented. And because I think it's also meant to be used for like maybe deeper skin tones. Anyway, I'm sure the formula is great because I do own like a few blushes that I've been disappointed by in the way that they're not really pigmented, and even though they have a very nice color in the pan, you really can't build them up to have the color that I feel like actually shows up. I feel like the KVD one seems to be one that is like properly pigmented. The color is stunning, so really thinking about this one. Next one is a liquid lipstick, and it's from Melt again. It is the liquid lipstick in the shade Fawn. It was part of like, originally it was part of a collection, like I think it was something like the undertone lipsticks, and they were based off like skin tone colored lipsticks. So they would like take a certain particular skin tone, saturate it a bit, and create like a nude that is like saturated color. I own already one of them, which is a beautiful warm rusty brown. Love it, so 90s, so grungy. Absolutely love that color, and the formula is really, really nice actually. Like I find that my lips look fairly like smooth, which is not very common with liquid lipstick. I haven't worn it like as a long wearing one, so I cannot tell for that, but it's very comfortable, easy to apply. Not a big fan of the smell, but that's, I mean, that's just, it's not a big deal. I can get over that. It seems, I wonder if Melt is like, these lipsticks have disappeared, like part of them have disappeared from the Beauty Bay website, so I don't know what's going on with that. I really hope Beauty Bay is not getting rid of Melt, because honestly, I think Beauty Bay has gotten rid of like at least 10 brands that I love. I'm kind of like getting more and more like, am I even gonna shop there anymore? Which is really a shame, because it's like, it's a perfect like gate to get like a lot of American brands that we don't really get in the UK. Anyway, getting off subject here, sorry. So yeah, they seem to have like only half of them. I don't know if they're maybe grouping them into the main matte liquid lipstick collection as opposed to like being like the nudes, the undertone nudes one. I'm not sure. It seems like they're grouping them on the Mel website, so maybe that's what Beauty Bay is doing. I really hope you better not get rid of Melt. I don't know what's gonna happen to you. I'm not gonna buy it now because I feel like I have a lot of liquid lipsticks and I'm unlikely to finish any. I mean, you really have to try hard to, I think, to finish a lipstick, unless you use one shade I use every single day, I don't really see myself finishing one anytime soon, but that's just why I'm not buying a new one. next up is a pair of lashes, and it might sound a bit odd, but these look so beautiful, and I've seen so many people wear them and be obsessed with them. I'm kind of like, oh my god, it looks really good on them. It's exactly the kind of lashes I want to wear, and that's what I want my lashes to look like. But these lashes are the Lunar lashes by Lunar Beauty. I've seen Samantha Ravendel rave about these, and I think Beauty Bean got them as well. I'm kind of like, oh, these look so freaking good. They're so beautiful and wispy and stuff. So apparently they're extremely good full mink lashes. I think I'm gonna buy them at some point, but again, trying to not buy things that, like, if I'm not wearing lashes every single day, or like at least 2 to 3 times a week, why do I need to buy another pair? Cool, the next one is, actually I was waiting to get a review of this, and Telewind did the review of this, and I really want to buy it now. So this is the Milk Sunshine Skin Tint. I've been really looking for like something a bit more sheer to light coverage, because I think it's the vibe I'm kind of feeling. I think that's kind of a trend as well currently, like a lot of people are into that. But I was looking for something I could wear over the summer if I'm not like feeling like wearing any makeup, but I do want to wear like maybe some foundation to be like nice and glowy and juicy and just like summer and stuff, especially when I go on holidays. Like something portable would be great, and this combines everything. On top of that, it does have SPF. I know you're probably not going to apply enough to get like the SPF you need, even though if it's sheer, I guess you can apply like a more generous amount, but it's nice to get like another layer of SPF, you know, especially I think in the summer. I'm not a big fan of like the roller thing. I don't know how I feel about it. It must get like pretty disgusting after like about 5 uses. But sure, you know, it kind of makes sense if it's something you're gonna apply with your fingers, so I guess so. But yeah, really feeling that. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it now again, because you know, I'm trying to finish some of the foundation, but maybe I'm planning on going on holiday somewhere. Maybe it's something I could buy before. Summer in Scotland is very mild, especially compared to other places, which I absolutely love the fact that it's mild. But if we go on holiday somewhere that maybe has more sunshine, I do quite like having this kind of like fairly dewy, natural, easy foundation. Another one which I'm probably gonna buy, again for milk makeup. Actually it's quite funny because I've never tried any of their makeup, but I did try some of their skincare, which I really love. Actually the cleanser is my favorite cleanser. This is the Milk Hydrogrip mist, and it looks so yummy. I think it's just I think it's the color, it makes me want to drink it. The description looks like it's something so hydrating, and it's really like the kind of mist that I would be looking for, I think. And I've never tried the Hydrogrip primer. I would love to someday. It's probably something else that's on my kind of wish list. But yeah, this looks really nice. Just like a, you know, it's just like a hydrating mist. It does have a bit of having fixing, setting makeup properties, because I think looking at the ingredients, it did have polymers in it, which I like used to kind of create a layer over your makeup, but it's meant to be predominantly a hydrating mist, and the ingredients just look lovely, like aloe leaf juice. I'm planning on at least starting to finish 2 setting sprays before I can buy this. That's the idea. So because I've got quite a few setting sprays already, I kind of went into like horror situation, a horror I went into a hoard situation where I bought quite a few setting sprays, and I already have like a few that are hydrating, so I'm planning on finish them first. And since they're from companies I don't want to support anymore, it makes sense I could go into milk and see if I can like it and replace them. So yeah. Going back into eyeshadow palettes, when it's the Impressionism palette from Musée Beauty. I should say Musée Beauty, because actually that's how you say it in French. You know, the more you know. Originally I was kind of like, oh, that looks pretty, but I mean, it kind of looks, basically I'm someone that is not really big on what I call rainbow palette, and I don't mean just like a literal rainbow palette. Sometimes I feel like you get a palette, it's just like literally a single color of each, and it's not really something that speaks to me. I much prefer having like multiple tones of a certain color, like transition and like create more curated stories. That's more the vibe I'm going for. And I find that when you make a colorful palette, like a lot of brands tend to create these like what I call rainbow palette, where it's literally like, okay, you got pink, you got your pink, you got you got your green. Even if the different tones are never like, I think they're pretty to look at, but I'm just not sure how to create a look. And originally I was not interested in this because it was kind of rainbow-ish. And then I've seen Madeleine and the tones of these colors, and because you do get like, it's not like you don't get just a red, you get like a raspberry red and you get like more of an orange red, and you get then shimmers that are associated with that. And because of that, it reminds me, you know what it reminds me of the Arcana palette, which is kind of rainbow-ish, but you do get different tones of a like, or like different textures of a color. Impressionism palette looks like the Arcana's little sister, you know, the one that's like, the Arcana is like the gothic-y, grungy one. Like the Impressionism is like the little sister that is like very colorful and a bit younger and a bit like more spring. And this screams spring to me, and I don't really have any spring palette. I really want to get that one. I think especially the greens at the bottom and just the shimmers look so beautiful. That brown taupey shimmer, it might seem like a neutral, but it excites me for some reason, probably because it's kind of a cool tone shimmer. I think I'm probably gonna buy it someday, I just don't know when. And the issue is also because obviously it's an indie brand, it's kind of expected, but it's an American indie brand and I have to pay quite a lot of shipping just to get one palette. I'm never really, it's not just paying the shipping, because in the end the palette is not that expensive. It's also like, I'm not super comfortable ordering things like overseas. I'm always a bit worried about pollution and stuff, you know. I think if I place an order from Musée Beauty, it probably will be to get that palette. And yeah, very strongly considering it. Alright, I think that's everything for me today. I hope you enjoyed kind of listening to me babble and ramble about makeup releases. I don't know if it was super interesting, but yeah, I hope it was fun. Thank you for spending some time with me. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you're kind of interested in, if there's actually anything that you bought, that you love. Like, let's just talk. I love chatting with you. If you want to support my channel, you can give this video a like, you can leave a comment. Any engagement kind of helps me and the algorithm get more visibility on YouTube, so that's always appreciated. Thank you so much for that. If you don't know what comment to leave me but you want to support me, you can just leave a comment with this emoji to represent a wish, like wish list. Because we talked about a wish list. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.